Hi, I'm Vlada, and I moved to Finland as a kid, and I went through the whole school system here in Finland, from learning Finnish at school till the university. And now, actually, my little sister is still at school, so I have been hearing what's changed and what haven't. And in this video, I want to share what I loved about the Finnish school and what I didn't, especially as a kid with an immigrant background. And although I graduated from school almost 10 years ago, most of the things are actually still relevant up to today. The first thing I like about the Finnish school is that no one actually knows your grades and no one knows how well or not well you're studying. Because in my home country, teachers were just saying grades out loud, so everyone knew who are the best students or who are not. That was very surprising to me when I moved here, and I think it's very nice. Second thing is the free school materials and free lunches. What I also liked is that they actually listened to the students, and when no one was eating certain foods, it was actually removed from the list. So it was also very nice. Also, about what I liked was that we didn't have so much of homework, but now looking at my sister, I feel like the amount of homework and also amount of exams increased. I don't recall having so many different exams or homework. So looks like it changed. Here in the school, you don't learn only the science subject. You also learn to cook. I mean, everyone, including the boys. And also you learn how to wash your clothes, how to iron them, and so on. And also you learn how to build some stuff. For example, my little sister made a chair out of wood herself in the 6th grade, which was very impressive. I mean, it was a small chair, but anyway. We actually spent pretty much time outside, and there were mandatory breaks where the whole school had to go outside and then spend the whole 20 minutes outside. Also, we had forest trips in biology classes. We were searching for different plants and things like that. And my sister, for example, this summer has a task. She needs to go and find 50 different plants in a certain area, take pictures of them, recognize them, and so on. So it's very nice. Also, the thing that I absolutely loved is that we walked in socks inside the school and not in the shoes. It just brings so much more comfort. And I still, till today, walk in the socks in our office, for example, and I was walking in the university as well. What I also liked is that I had 1 year of just learning Finnish. I was in a group with other students who just recently came, and we were all together studying the language before we were dropped to the real school. So it was nice. I think it would be much harder if I was just with zero Finnish dropped to study all the subjects in the Finnish language. So that was nice. So now the things I didn't like. The school starts in August, and I think earliest I or my sister ever started school was the 8th of August, and I feel like it's too early. There is so much of summer still left, and in Finland we don't get that much of the summer, so it feels like it's a steal from the children. They could just hang out and run in the grass and, I don't know, relax instead of going to school so early. One more thing is some kind of lack of a challenge, maybe, if I can call it like this. For example, I was loving the math very much, and I always did more than was asked, and I also did the tasks very quickly. So often I was just sitting and waiting for everyone else to finish their tasks, and luckily I had a teacher who just was able to give me more tasks to do, so then I was not just bored sitting there and looking at everyone. But I'm not sure if it's always the case. And also there is something I don't like now about the Finnish school education, which I probably was okay with when I was in school myself. It's a lack of public speaking kind of things or presentations. We didn't do so much of presentations. I don't recall doing many. And I think that's one of the skills which will be very needed to almost everyone probably, because you need to, I don't know, go to job interviews and you need to be able to present yourself, like something similar what I do now as well. Or in a job you often do presentations, at least in the job I am in, we do very often presentations or speaking or something like that. Before I started filming this video, I actually checked for what challenges different people find in Finnish schools, and one of the challenges was bullying. I have never encountered bullying in school, or at least I don't remember. So, I don't know, at least in my school, there was nothing like that. And I also asked my sister, and she said there is nothing like this as well. today. So that's good, at least for our school. Another thing which I found in the internet people are complaining about is the S2, which is Finnish language as a second language. And people are complaining that children are studying S2 instead of studying Finnish as a mother tongue. I didn't have this kind of problem, and my sister doesn't as well, because we had both S2, and we also went to a normal Finnish as a mother tongue course. But for me, as well for my little sister, the S2 was actually much better in the sense of learning the language, because there you actually learn the grammar, and then in the Finnish as a mother tongue, there was not so much of a grammar. There was just reading and then like speaking about the books. We were more actually reading something and then discussing. There was not grammar things, but maybe the grammar things are just in the, I don't know, first, second, third grade. Also, one very often mentioned complaint was the lack of extracurricular activities. And I was living in a very, very, very small town. And we had a lot of different clubs we could join or different things we could do after school. I went to art classes. I also went to an Italian club where we went for 1 week as exchange students to Italy, and then also Italian guys came to our school. And I also remember there was even a theater, so you could go and try yourself in the art of acting. And again, it was a very, very small school in a very small town in Finland. So I never encountered this kind of problem, but I believe that this can happen. So this was my experience with the Finnish school system. And if you have been studying in the Finnish school, or if your kid is going to a Finnish school, I would love to hear your experience about it. And thanks for watching. If you want more videos about Finland, growing up here and living here, just subscribe or leave a comment below.